guys, and welcome back to my channel. Guys, I guys loving this look. Anyway, so today, like you've seen on the description box, I am going to be interviewing a USRN. Yeah, that is a United States registered nurse on my channel. Her name is Priscilla Kuma. She's also a YouTuber, and she's going to be doing the ultimate Germany versus USA video. Yes, I know. Some time ago I made a video about this. I'm going to link them up here so that you can see the videos I'm talking about. I made videos about this, having my own opinions about what it felt like living in the US versus living in Germany. And this was from my own. I had a little blind spot there because I have never, up to today, lived in the US. So I just made that opinion out of my research and from what I learned from people who used to live in the US. But today we are going to have a live USRN, US registered nurse, to confirm if maybe what I said was true, or maybe I made some mistakes, or I missed some points here and there. I actually am looking forward to this video, and let's see how different it is from living in the US, how different it is living in the US and living in Germany. And just to know, just because some of you keep asking me, should I move to the US? Should I move to Germany? On this video, we'll be sharing a lot that we've learned living in these two different countries, and to compare to see which one is actually better, and also to give you an opportunity to decide. Maybe you haven't made the choice yet if you want to move to the the US, or to Germany. This is an opportunity for you to make that decision. See, just to weigh stuff on your own, right? Okay, let's welcome Priscilla Kruma. So hello Priscilla, nice to meet you again. So we did a video on her channel, guys. This is Priscilla. I met her on YouTube actually. She's a nurse like me, but she's going to introduce herself. Anyway, so yeah, this video is going to be interesting. Guys, just stay. All right, just stay with us. So anyway, hi Priscilla, tell us about yourself.
Hello,
Who are we seeing today?
Hi, I'm so happy to be here. Hello, everyone. Hi, viewers, subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to her channel. She's doing a good job, okay? So, my name is Priscilla Kuma. I originally come from Ghana. I grew up in Nigeria, and I moved to the United States to join my spouse. My husband is here. I'm a registered nurse. I have a bachelor's degree. I have been a nurse for about 12 years. Believe it or not, yes, I've been a nurse for about 12 years. I am also the lead consultant for USRN Pathway Consult. So basically, if you are a registered nurse, midwife, psychiatry nurse, and you want to work in USA, I have a consult that helps nurses to write NCLEX, and then we find you direct hire jobs. I love fun. I love to travel. I love to talk to people, meet new people. I live one day at a time. That's basically my motto.
It looks like you crammed it. This thing you say nice, like you memorized it, you prepared yourself, because I can't flow like I'll be thinking like, what do I like to do in my life?
Really?
Anyway, that's cute. That's nice. Nice to meet you again.
Same here.
Anywho, so today
I forgot to add, I'm a YouTuber.
Yes.
How can I forget?
Yes.
I have a YouTube channel. My name is Priscilla Kuma RN, just like you see on the screen, and that's the name of the channel as well. I create nursing migration content. I can't believe I forgot my other career.
No, actually, guys, she does an amazing job on YouTube. Like, I saw her, I was like, God, I need to be like you when I grow up. I'm still growing in this.
Namaste.
No, seriously. But anywho, let's just jump straight into this video so that we don't make it too long like we did last time. Anywho, so you guys have met Priscilla. I just have a few questions for her. I wanted to find out, do you have any additional qualifications in nursing?
No, I don't. I've done little courses here and there, but I've just been stuck with my bachelor's. I'm gathering the energy to go get my master's done in USA.
Nice. So where did you do your nursing training though?
Okay. So I went to the best university in Ghana. Actually, the best in West Africa, believe it or not. University of Ghana. I did my nursing over there. It was a 4-year bachelor's degree. I worked in Ghana for about 7 years before I moved to the USA. And since then, in the interim, I worked as a CNA, certified nurse assistant, or nurse aide, or carer for about 2 years before I figured out how to be an RN in USA. I transferred over my education and I took the boards, wrote the NCLEX, passed the NCLEX one time, and then I became an RN. Yes.
Wow. Okay. So you worked for like 2 years?
I
Not.
worked as a CNA for 2 years, but I worked as an RN in Ghana for about 7 years before coming to
Yeah. No, I'm very interested with that CNA thing because I'm wondering why it took 2 years. Is it that you didn't have the information you needed, or papers were not just complete?
Yes, so it's the American process to transfer over your education is very stressful. It's very cumbersome. You need guidance. That is actually what informed my decision to set up a consult. I couldn't figure out where to start from. Everything took me 2 years. My paperwork got missing. My school was not responding on time. A whole lot. Yeah. So whilst working as a CNA, I was waiting for my paperwork to go through so I can take the board. So I did that for 2 years. Yes.
That's quite.
And that was why I set up the YouTube to also help people like me who don't know anybody to guide them or look up to. So I just share free content on my YouTube about how to start this whole nursing process in America.
Oh, that's nice. I think I'll come and apply. But let's forget that. Let's act like we didn't hear that. Anyway, so guys, if you remember on my channel, I did a video some months ago. I think it's about a year now, comparing living in Germany, nursing in Germany to that in the US. And in my point in that video, I think I ended up saying that Germany was nicer. And today I have a USRN right in front of me. And she's either going to affirm or refute that claim. So I'm just going to ask a few questions that are based on nursing, and life. Yeah. So my first question, I think this is my stronghold. This one is going to be like my winning points. It should be marking 0 and 1 on this.
I can't wait. So bring it on.
So
I'm repping America. Wish me luck.
Yes. Yes. No. So is okay. The nursing school system in America, does it cost money, or what's it like? What's the tuition like?
Everything in America costs money, pretty much. Capitalist community, it is what it is. School fees is so expensive. You pay your tuition, even though there are some scholarships or student loans. So many people have student loans, even at retirement, they're still not done paying their student loans. So education here is so expensive. If you have the chance to school outside and transfer it over, it will cost you less. Basically, everything here is expensive. Tuition is expensive.
Wow. But how do you have an idea of how much nursing schools in America will cost?
Oh, every school with their cost, it varies. It can range between $20,000 all the way to $60,000. There are Ivy League schools that are way high up there. You cannot even get into them. Before you get into them, it's a whole protocol. And it all depends on the school, the state, the location, the taxes, and everything. That's what determines how much you pay for tuition. Yes.
Oh, wow. Anyway, guys, this is my own plus, because in Germany, nursing school is free. It's free. And we will pay you to go to school, guys. We pay you. Yes, nurses here are entitled to receive in their first year, not necessarily throughout the 3 years course, they are entitled to receive about 1,000 to 1,100 euros every month from the government, plus accommodation. But accommodation is subsidized also, so that they can cover that. So you see why I told you I'm gonna win. I have to win this.
You will. So 1-0 for now. I'm counting the scores.
So the next one I'm going to talk about is actually, it's a little broad, but I would try to reduce it. Okay. So I'll say quality of life. I'm of the belief that quality of life in Germany is actually great. Great being that it is calm. I know we've spoken about this before. It's calmer. There is this better sense of security. There is this orderliness. There's just a lot of things seems to be working and in order. So what's it like on your side?
Okay, so quality of life can be very objective. What you see as quality of life will not be what I would see as quality of life. But as usual, it all boils down to being a capitalist community. The system is only about let's make money, pay tax, build the system, money. So in a system that has that kind of thing running, you need people to be working overtime. You need people to be earning more money, paying more tax so that we can build a country. So
Yeah.
obviously, you're not going to rest. People always hear people complaining abroad. All we do is work, work, work. We don't have a social life. We don't go here. We don't go there. If you want the good lives, the good things of life, quality of life, every
Mm-hmm.
good thing, you have to work, work, work to get that money saved. You work so hard, you make the money, you pay taxes, you have a little left. If you don't
Mm-hmm.
stop yourself or don't make a conscious effort to chill out, to travel
Mm-hmm.
out to a place very quiet, green, serene, you will
Mm-hmm.
end up breaking down. So you realize you work, 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 you get body, you get physically destroyed. Personally, I worked briefly in my CNA job, I got a back injury. So that is not quality of life. You spend the whole time in the doctor's office trying to get treatment for your back pain. Every nurse in America, a lot of, I can't remember the exact percentage number, every nurse almost has a back pain or some type of body ache due to
What?
lifting, being on your feet. The nursing hours here are
Yeah.
very long. We work 12, 13, 14 hours. Some nursing homes even work 16 hours. Is that quality of life? To me, the quality of
Wow.
life here is not great. You have to
Yeah.
make a conscious effort to slow down. Either go part time, have something that will help you de-stress, get out of the country, go somewhere, countryside, cool off. If you're in the big cities, all you do is wake up, join traffic, go to work long hours, come back, be in traffic, get home, sleep, wake up and go. And that is not,
That-
personally, that's not my type of quality of life.
yeah. I
Reason I live
believe
in the
you.
outskirts, reason I live away from the big cities. I live in the capital of Ghana, Accra, which is busy, crazy, just like Lagos, and it is
Yeah.
not healthy. I won't advise anyone, especially if you have a family. It's not
Yeah.
good to raise kids in such an environment.
Those
It's
kind of.
working for some, but these are my personal opinion. So
Yeah.
Germany wins again.
Yeah.
Tell me about yours. How
But
is
you know, I didn't know that nurses in America will also have this back issue, because the back issue is a
Oh,
huge
I have it
topic here.
personally, so everybody has it.
What?
There's no nurse I know who does it. Everybody has a
I
back.
literally left a job because of that. My back pained me. They told me to come back. I said I ain't coming. I
Yeah,
stayed home for a
that
week
was it.
and
Yeah,
got a different job.
yeah. You're on your feet 12, 13, 14 hours, and you hardly get time to rest, time to pee, time to eat, time to drink water. You don't. You're on the go because you're on the clock. The clock is what
Mhm.
is paying you. The more hours you put in, the more money you make. So
Should I say something like quickly before I go to the next point? There's this attitude Germans have. Some people call it being lazy, but sometimes it's just looking out for yourself. So just in the case where I have like a 200-pound patient, no, 200 pounds is actually even great.
Mhm.
A 200 kg patient, okay, and that patient needs to be turned because they can't move.
Yeah.
I have the right to tell my supervisor, I can't do it. He's too heavy.
Wow.
And I will not be penalized for it. And she will find someone else to do it, or explain to the patient why they cannot be turned, or request that we get a machine that helps do that. But if I can't do it, I have the right to say I can't do it. You can't force me. I'm sorry, but I can't. I don't
Wow.
have the energy. My back will hurt me. I'm sorry. I can't do that.
Wow. I'm in shock right now.
I
Germany
know we
wins
are
again.
lazy, but
I
I'm
was in
enjoying
this
the lazy.
situation where the patient was about 420 pounds and I was way skinnier than this. And there were two trying to clean him up. He's paralyzed waist down. And he said, "Can you turn me?" And I said, "No, they are trapeze. There are things he can hold on to try and turn his upper body and all." So he said, "Can you push me or something?" I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I cannot push you. We can assist you to turn."
Yeah.
Anyway, it became a whole big deal. He made an issue out of it, told the authorities, blah blah blah. Anyway, I won the case. So anyway,
Good
you
for you.
can't tell a patient you can't turn them. That means you are body shaming them. You are telling them they are
No,
big.
I
They
won't. Yeah, I
are
won't tell the
fat.
patient themselves, but I'll tell my supervisor. I
Yes.
can't do.
Yeah.
That's good. Anywho, on to the next about holidays. So I rave a lot about the holidays in Germany. So Germany is very Christian. Let not say Christian, but they maintain all the Christian holidays. So every Christian holiday from Ascension to Mary's what they call it, Assumption, to All Saints Day, to what are all these days again? Easter, Christmas, all of these days are recognized holidays in Germany, including the national holidays. And again, talking about your own holiday. So you are entitled on top of that to have 30 working days holiday in a year as a nurse. 30 working days holiday. So paid. So please.
Okay. I'm gonna lose this one. I don't know why you put me in this. You might as well just put
Dora,
it
I'll
down,
give you
but
one to win. I'll give you another one. I'll give you. I know there's one that US does better. I'll give you that
there's
one to
only
win.
one. Capitalist is only gonna be one that you win. Everything else will be negative. So I know that one that is coming. Anyway. So
Right.
talking of holidays, America is a very huge country, over 300 million people with from all walks of life, different countries in the world. There are countries that you've never heard before. They are all here. And different culture, different religion. You cannot satisfy all these 300 plus million people's religion and wishes and requests. There's Christians, Islamic, traditionalists, Buddhism, atheism. There are so many things you can think about. So if you give one holiday to this person, the other person will say, "Where is my holiday?" So there are some holidays that we celebrate, like Christmas is general, but Easter, not everybody celebrates Easter. So Christ was born. I asked somebody, so Christ was born, but he did not die. So you had his birth, the holiday Christmas, but there was no death
He
for
lives
him.
forever.
Yeah.
He lives forever.
The holiday system, somebody would have the holiday and some will not have it. Some offices will be closed and some offices will be open. The recent one we had a few days ago was MLK, Martin Luther King holiday, and some people went to work as well. There's Juneteenth, there are Labor Day, there are certain holidays, but Labor Day is one that all businesses have to close because it's Labor Day. If you are a business and you open and your workers do a video or say something, your company will be doomed. So before then, even some companies were still opening or they do half day or whatever. But capitalism, business has to go on regardless.
Wow.
You have to show up at work, whether you are dying or you're in an accident. I need to open my shop. I need to sell my goods. I need to make my money. I don't care whether you are fit or not. You signed up, you picked up a job, you said you're going to be here 5 days. It's 4 days, you are not showing up. What is it? So the holiday system is we can have all the holidays other people have in the world. There are very few ones that we observe. And I'm in the healthcare sector. The hospital never closes. It's open 24/7.
Yeah.
So we just take turns. This person goes today, this person has a day off, then the next holiday. So beginning of the year, there's something called PTO, paid time off. The hours you are hired, they'll add some few more hours to it and have it. Starting the first of every year, so January 1st, they give you those hours to use. The entire 12 months, I only have 56 hours. So if you're working 12-hour shifts, that is about 4 days, 5 days each. So January 1st, I was given 56 hours paid time off. If my child falls sick right now and I can't go to work, I have to use that.
Okay.
If I get up and my car is not starting or I'm stuck in the snow or something, if I call in, they will take that. So imagine you have a 12-hour shift. As soon as you call in 3-4 times in January, you are done. There's nothing for you to use from February all the way to December. So there's PTO. Those are the hours you use for call-ins and emergencies that pop up.
Yeah.
Then they said you are entitled to 5 weeks vacation. Sometimes they say 4 weeks vacation. Sometimes they say 5 week vacation. But you can never, ever, ever get 1 week in a row, more than 1 week in a row. So they can give you 1 week summer break, 1 week spring break, 1 week autumn, winter break, whatever. You can't have just that 5 weeks. And I was in Ghana, your vacation was 6 months. 6 weeks. And they give you the whole 6 weeks and you go and sit down 6 weeks without showing up at work. Here, they stagger it. So, as I said, there are times that it's open to choose a vacation. So there's a book. Then you come and write your name in a box, the months that you want, the days. You fill that out. And that is even done according to seniority. The person who is longest in the unit will fill out first. So I was born on Christmas Day. I like to take Christmas off. Nobody gives you Christmas off. So I like to take the week before Christmas off. But I'm not the senior. So if the senior, most people fill out that book and take that slot, that means nobody can go. They stagger it so that at least only 2 people can go. You know, there's shortage of nursing all over the world. There's shortage of nursing in America. So they stagger it.
But does it matter at all? Like, okay, for at least for where I work now, and most cases, you actually decide when you want to go and how long you want to go for. Just play with your dates and your days you have, but don't just exceed it. So it doesn't really matter if I'm away for a month. I'm going to be back and work for the rest of my life if I use all my.
They look at the staff strength, see how many people are left. Imagine if 10 nurses are there and 5 of them are like been there for years, experienced, and all the 5 go and leave you 5 people who are new grads. You left nursing school 6 months
No,
ago.
no.
There are
Okay,
factors to consider.
what we do is every month we say only 3 people can take those long leaves. Every month, 2 people can take it. So you choose the month and the time you want to take yours, and then yeah, it works out that way.
You can
Okay.
decide the months you want, but it's not guaranteed. So you can take that. There are other things you can take called paid family time off and family leave and things like that. If you have an emergency, if your mom is sick, your dad is sick, you can actually apply and have a proof that your dad is sick. You send all his medical details, the doctor's name, the hospital, the medications, whatever, and they'll give you some time to use. And that only secures your job. You're not going to be paid whilst you are gone. It's just holding the job for you in your absence, so you can be gone for long. If you have an accident physically, you lose your patient or you broke your knee or whatever, there's short-term disability, there's long-term disability. If you have a baby, there's PFL you can use, pay family leave or so you can use, and if you get some pay, but they all have limits. I think 12 weeks, whatever, FMLA, I have the family medical leave, whatever, and it's just 12 weeks and that's it. So there are things that you can use to balance your time to make it work out. But vacation is not, as I said, 1 week. And some of us come from very far. If I want to go to Africa, I'm not going to go to Africa for 7 days, 2 days on the flights back and forth, 5 days there. The ticket is so expensive. So if you have a good manager who can understand, then you reserve your vacation, you put it together and you get some. But 2 weeks on paper, nobody has to hear about it. They can work it out for you, but it has to, all they care about is come to work, do your job and get paid. Nobody cares about your welfare.
I was going to go, while you were speaking, I was going to get into sick leaves and maternity leaves. Are they paid? Your sick leaves and your maternity leave?
Yes, they are paid a certain percentage. You don't get your full salary. I haven't had a chance to have maternity in this country, but my very good friend Stephanie went through it. You get about 60% of your salary.
For how long?
You cannot stay. I think it depends. I think it ranges between 10 to 12 weeks. That's why you cannot stay beyond that. People go 7 weeks and they run back. You can't stay home for 9 months like how people have it. They're staying home for 1 year with pay and all that. No. 60% of your salary, and some people add their own leave, their own PTO, they reserve those things and add to it to stay home longer with the baby. There are daycares that open for babies who are 5 weeks upwards, and they'll take anything because mommy has to go to work.
Wow. At least you already know, on my own side, if you get pregnant, you can start taking your maternity leave 1 month before delivery, and then from delivery you can take a whole year, and that whole year you'll be paid 60% of your salary. And the government will also give you money for the child. They call it kindergeld, like child support. They give you that somewhere around 300 euros or so for children support, and then 60% of whatever you were earning before. For the whole year, at least.
I'm moving over to Germany.
Yes, you are coming.
I am.
You're coming. Let me go back. Okay, let's talk about the pay. This is one of my bits I'm shy of. Well, let's talk about it.
You've been winning all day. It's time for me to win, baby.
So in Germany, I'll talk about it monthly so that it's not too ambiguous. So monthly, if you're doing a full-time job as a nurse, you're going to be earning somewhere around let me say net. Let me not go to the gross whatever, because the gross one looks nice. It's just the end is government that collected the money. So on the net, you're going to be getting somewhere around 2,500 to, on the net, depending on how long you've worked here, to somewhere around 5,000. People that get 5,000 have worked here for a long time, like more than 20 years to get that amount on just doing the basic job. So yeah, that's what it's like for us on monthly basis. What's it like on your side?
Wow. So salary, when people ask me about salary, there's so many factors that affect your pay, location, where you live, your work experience, the taxes in the neighborhood you live. A whole lot of things affect salary. So 2 people can be employed the same day, same rank, but you never take the same salary. 2 nurses went to the same school, sat in the same class, best friends, employed same day, might never take the same salary. So you're not supposed to be disclosing your salary to anybody, because What they might have gone in and bargained their salary, and you just went in and whatever paper they gave you, you took it. Yes. Yes. So in America, I always talk to my overseas nurses on my YouTube channel. Bargain. Start from whatever figure, it doesn't matter. Then they will break it down for you. They'll find you something. Prove to them. When I got my RN job in America, I made them know that I've been a nurse for all these years. I did CNA, PCT job, nurse aide job on a medical floor. That's also an experience.
Okay.
And now I'm applying to you. And this one of the facilities said, I'll start you as registered nurse 1. Those are the ranks, RN1, RN2. The other one said, experience is experience, regardless of wherever you had it. You are still a nurse. You've been a nurse all these years. So who will start you at RN2? So I ended up going with the person who was going to start me as RN2 because obviously that is a promotion. I don't want to do the RN1 thing. Yeah. So you have to go and bargain. If I had kept quiet, I would have gone with the person who was going to take me as a new grad. I'm not a new grad. The last time I left nursing school, I cannot remember. So it depends on your bargaining power. So the state you are in matters, and the part of the state you are in matters. I always use my own state, New York State, as an example. I live in New York State. When you go online and you ask for a pay of a New York nurse, it's a lot of money. But I have never seen that salary before. If you live in New York City, where you have a small studio and you are paying $3,000, a small room, and you are paying $3,000 as rent, obviously they cannot be giving you $20 an hour because your cost of living is high. Things are expensive there. But if you live outskirts, I live very far away from New York City, and my cost of living is low. That $3,000 can get you an entire house, an entire 4-bedroom house, if you're renting or something. Yes. So your cost of living determines the salary. So they just do an average and say an average New York nurse will earn this amount. But I can say for a fact that we are paid hourly, or almost all the jobs, be it healthcare nursing, whatever, they like to pay you hourly. There are some nurses at the top who get salary paid. They are nurse managers and positions that occupy in the office. They get paid salary. Even salary does not mean end of month. I just found that out. A friend of mine is a salaried nurse. She gets salary. She's like a social worker nurse, and she gets salary half in the middle of the month, 15th and 30th. But she's a salary worker. Okay. They don't pay her hourly. Yes, they pay her monthly, but they pay her in 2 installments. Middle of the month, 15th and 30th. So for a regular bedside nurse, you are an RN, registered nurse. You are paid hourly. Things have happened. COVID happened. Prices changed. They did market value and a whole lot. But averagely, I am paid bi-weekly. Every 2 weeks, I get a paycheck. Every 2 weeks. My lowest paycheck is when I get a 2-week paycheck is $2,500. So let's say in a month, Chineke, why are you running? So in a month, at least I would say the minimum of $5,000 in a month with where I am with a low cost.
Minimum.
But the euro is a little bit heavier than the dollar now.
Not anymore. It's about 1-to-1 these days.
So your 2,500 is that monthly?
Yeah.
So my 5,000 is my monthly, and this is the lowest. This is the lowest. Somebody in New York City might be making that 5,000 a week and maybe 10,000 a month. This is different from travel nursing. If I give you travel nursing prices, you will fall out of this shit. You just pass out.
This video will end. This camera will shut off.
I don't know if you heard that nurses are on strike in America. New York City nurses are hitting the streets. We are fighting for better pay.
Which pay?
Crazy.
People are supposed to be paying us for
cost of living is so high
in other countries of the world. People are supposed to be paying other nurses in the world.
We will try. Cost of living is so high. Egg, common egg, you go to the market now, you can't buy. Grocery is so high. Anyway, so the hospital, the nurses put their hands down and walked out. And they didn't have nurses. And they sent an email out to any nurse they find on LinkedIn, Indeed, whatever. And it was $300 an hour. One of my guests I interviewed got that email.
My shoe. I think I need to buy my ticket. I'm coming.
Go and carry your traveling bag and be coming. So she got the email that she's a nurse practitioner. I interviewed her on my YouTube channel. She got the email. We are looking for nurses. In the meantime, whilst we try to figure out and calm our nurses down, we need other nurses to come in and work whilst we solve the problem of the nurses on the streets that are striking. We will give you $300 an hour. Just imagine doing 10 hours. 10,000 in 10 hours.
God,
You do
I'm
7 days. $21,000 in 7
Yeah.
days.
Yeah. No, really. I saw this video on YouTube. A nurse was talking and they were asking her, so how much do you earn? She said something about $100,000 to $100,000. I was like, my chest. Let me not think about it.
Side.
Then they asked her, how much do you have in your account? She said, guess. The guy couldn't guess. And she said, oh, I have $1 million. I was like, it is nothing. This same thing all of us are doing. That some people have. See, for this particular point, you're supposed to have like 5 points down.
Give me 10, my sister.
You're supposed to get like 5 points down.
Give me 10 points, I beg. Yeah,
Let's
so
move on, because if we stay on this one, this video is not going to end.
Yeah, but as I said, the cost of living here is extremely high. You might have free daycare and things like that. My friend takes a kid to school, $350 for 7 days. If you take that kid to school on Monday and the kid gets a fever, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday doesn't go, you $350 will still be paid. Nobody's gonna divide it, yeah. So if you're paying $350 a week, 2 weeks is $700, 4 weeks is $1,400, that's $1,400. Imagine taking that out of your paycheck. That's your $2,500 that you got bi-weekly, or that of $5,000. $1,400 is gone. You have not paid your mortgage. You have not paid other taxes, your car insurance, your home insurance, your life insurance, your cell phone, your Wi-Fi, your camera. There's so many things that take our money, but you will still have some left if you know how to manage money. Getting rich is not about how much you earn, it's about what you do with your money. You can multiply it, you can double your money through the right channel too. Investment is really good. And we need to learn that, because you're never going to have your body forever to be able to go into the job till you retire. Your body will fail you, and if you're asleep, your money should be working and multiplying
for you. Yeah, I have a lot of nurses who say that. Let me not go into that, because that thing is breaking my heart. You mentioned earlier that you guys are allowed to work up to 16 hours in a shift. Like on my own side, we already have limits. There's a particular amount of hours you should not exceed in a week, and there's a particular amount you can exceed in a day. Like at my own work, you can't exceed more than 8 hours. If you do, then you have to document it that you did, and you will get your hours back at a different day. So you can leave earlier the next day, or if you have a lot that accumulates to a day, then don't just come to work for the other day that you choose. And so what's it like on your side? Do you have like limits, or you can work infinito?
Yeah, because of labor laws, we have limits. Every industry with their limits. Those who are in the factory, they have limits. Fire service, I have a co-worker who is a nurse and a fireman. They go in 24 hours. You go in today, you come the next. If you go in at 7 a.m. today, you get off the next day, 7 p.m. or something like that. So every department with what they do. The 16 hours is not for a regular bedside nurse. It's for a nurse in a nursing home. They like to do that just because either they are short-staffed and they want continuity, or some patients are just familiar. They call them residents, are just familiar with one phase. So they don't like that turnover of somebody will come and do 2 hours and go and 4 hours and go. Because it takes a lot of you need to be in the behavioral field to know how to deal with such patients, Alzheimer's, dementia, and all. So they go in and do 16 hours, then somebody else comes and do 16 hours. That is done in nursing home, residential facilities, and all. But bedside, maximum 12 hours a day, you should be out of there. But in a week, you can do 20 hours of overtime. If you're hired for 40 hours, you can do 60 hours. That means 20 additional hours. And you cannot exceed that 20 hours overtime. That is the facility at work. As I said, every state is like a country. The laws for New York are different from the laws for California or Ohio or Massachusetts. Yes, but 12 hours bedside is ideal. And then nursing homes, they can do up to 16 hours. I know there are people who do 24 hours underground, but I can't speak to that. So there's a limit. There's definitely labor laws and the laws work. So there's a limit. If you're doing 16 hours, by the 15th hour, 15.59, you should be by the clock, ready to clock out. You cannot exceed the 16th hour. Yeah. So there are laws.
Okay, at least I think that works to an extent. It's not too different from here. If you have to even work extra, is something you have to take. So it's not, I don't think it's too different. Anywho, so the next one I have is the public transport system. Here you can actually live in Germany very well without a car. You can live comfortably without a car because the public transport system is very reliable. Especially if you live inside the city, you don't even need to buy a car because buying a car will cost you more. You have to pay for parking, pay for taxing, pay for the car. So it's just better you just use the bus because it accesses everywhere. So sometimes it's not, most people would rather buy a bike than quickly buy a car. So what's it like on your side though?
Yes, so the story is the same, but this only applies to the big cities. If you live in New York City, Washington, D.C., it will cost you to own a car. There's no parking. There's parallel parking, roadside parking. It will cost you more. Everything is paid parking. And there's bus system that works, train system, subway, trams, and all. So if you live in New York City and you have a car, you are worrying yourself, even though more people have it and all. But as you move to the outskirts, the bus system is not great. Where I live, upstate New York, the bus system is not great. Let's say my work starts at 7 o'clock. Either the bus is coming at 5 a.m. or the bus is coming at 9.
Ooh.
So that means I'll have to be there at 5 so that I'll get to work earlier. So people actually get to work an hour before their time because you either go join the 5 one to go to work at 7 or be late and pick the 9 o'clock one. So the timings will not match with your work time. So you might as well just buy your own car. So the outskirts, every countryside, the bus system is not great. In a house, you can have about 4 cars in the house. Father, mother, children, there are 4 cars. So the buses are always running empty. When I'm driving by them, I look in and there's only one person in a long bus.
Wow. Amazing.
Yes. So outskirts, the transport is not great. But if you're in the big cities, it'll save you money to use the commercial.
Just to break down this question a little more, what is it like to get a driving license? Because here it costs almost $3,000 to do the license at all. 2,000 euros to do the license at all. Then if you should fail any exam, then you have to be paying the on tops to get that exam done. So what's it like on your side?
Yes, so I heard that and I was so shocked. And yours goes on and on for like a whole year. Wow. Anyway, so over here, the first thing you do is you do an online, you take a test. You study and go to the DVL, the Department of Vehicle, whatever, Motor, whatever, DMV. The DVL is for Ghana, DMV is for America. Yes.
Okay.
So Department of Motor and Vehicle, DMV. You either book an appointment or you walk in there and take a test. They put you in a little boat and give you paper and test and road science. You take that test. And then you get a learner's permit. When you pass that test, you get a learner's permit. You cannot just get up how we do in Africa. Your brother is teaching you how to drive every day. Let's go, do it this way. No. Before you jump into a vehicle, you need that paper. You should have passed that test before you can start driving.
Okay.
So you take that test, and then when you pass, they give you a letter, learner's permit later. Then you use that to go and be now practicing with your brother, your friend, your cousin, your husband, your wife, until you think you are ready. Then you book your practical test. Yes. I think whenever you think you are ready, you book a practical test. If you have that paper, you have no right to sit in a vehicle or any car by yourself without a licensed driver sitting by your side. The person who is teaching you should have a license, an active license to sit by your side. You cannot enter a model to go driving by yourself with that paper. You'll be arrested and get fined and you pay a lot. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Oh. So then you do that and then you book the road test and you go and physically drive with a trainer, with a staff in the car, giving you instructions, making you do certain things. Then he'll be marking you parallel park. There's a light coming and he'll tell you go. It's up to you to know that there's a red light that cannot go. In America, there are some red lights you have to cross. There are some red lights you cannot cross. Yes, there are some railways you have to stop. There's some railways, yeah. So you can go on red or you will not go on red. You can go on red on a certain time. When it's school hours, you cannot, a whole lot. So they'll be testing you, seeing whether you go through the lights or not. Yeah, I never knew you could drive on red, but you can make a turn to the right when the light is red.
Oh.
Yes. So that's what it takes to get the license and then you start driving.
Like it's this whole process, how much does it cost?
Oh, this whole process should not cost you more than $500.
Hell.
It should not. The test
my dream country.
Yeah.
I'm coming.
I can't even remember. The test was $45 to do the test. and to book the driving was 100. It's not even up to 300. If prices
Oh, I'm
change.
coming. My lord. Anyway, God is helping us in this country that we chose to come and live in.
I know. Some
Anyway,
people go to driving school, so driving school might add to your cost. But if you have someone who will teach you, then that will deduct from your cost.
here you are required by law to go to a driving school.
No.
You can't skip it.
But somebody can teach you. You don't
Even
need to
if you knew how to drive before you came to this country, you have to go through a driving school for them to confirm that you actually can drive.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's safer, yeah.
Yeah, it's safer. That's the whole thing about security, and Anyhow, the next point will be job security. Okay. So here, I win. We have left all the painful parts. Let me go back to the part where I win.
I hear you. I'm waiting. Bring it on, girl.
So about job security, here, okay, so I think I'm going to make this video into 2 videos. So about job security in Germany, you can't be fired easily. It's very difficult for your employer to fire you. It's really difficult for them, especially even when you're the most annoying employee. They have to try other options, like putting you in a different department. Probably you don't like the department. Have meetings with you a couple of times. It really takes a long while. And when they finally want to relieve you of your responsibilities, they have to give you an advance so that you can go and find a job, so that you can start working before you leave here. And if they should, by any chance, terminate your job abruptly, they are required by law to keep paying you for the next 6 months until you get a next job. Paying you your full salary, even if you're not coming to work. And you are not required to come to work again because they fired you. So you're not coming back, and they will keep paying you for that time. And except from that, if you finally lose your job, finally you don't have a job, you're in between jobs, there's also a provision for you to get what we call Arbeitslosengeld, which is like unemployment benefits, which is still somewhere around 60% of your salary, and you can get it for like a couple of years, up to 2-3 years, until you get the next job. The moment you get the next job, then they stop that benefit. And this is because when you get paid in Germany, they take the benefits directly from your salary already. So every month I already make contributions into my Arbeitslostasche, like my Arbeitslos purse, so to speak. Mm-hmm. So just in case if I'm not working, I can start getting money from there. So what's it like on your side?
Somebody should fire me in Germany so I can get all this money. Oh.
I'll try looking for auto.
I want to be fired. What is this? Pardon my voice. My voice is not waking up. This information has made me lose my voice. What? Fire me and get paid. Please, somebody should fire me. What is this? Man, I have never heard this before. So, obviously, it's not good for business when there's a lot of high turnover. People are coming and leaving and coming and leaving, and you are now firing some people. People are coming and going, and people are coming and going and all. So it's very hard for an employer to fire you. There are steps to firing somebody. They'll first tell you verbally, call you to the office and talk to you. The next time they'll send you a written document, a letter telling you about next time what your steps, whatever. And then they might put you before a disciplinary committee. HR might talk to you before they fire you. It costs a lot of companies to fire somebody. And if they do fire you and you take a legal action against them, it's not worth chasing and going to court and saying this and that. So they are very careful unless absolutely necessary. That's for sure. But if you do something that is firing, you're going to be fired. Yeah. For sure. And nobody will give you a dime. Nobody will give you some time to find a job. No, as soon as you're fired, you're fired. I witnessed one recently. My coworker got fired. Actually, 2 of my coworkers got fired within a space of 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Yeah. Yes. And as I said, they go through all that step, talking to you, blah, 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 blah. And then they let you go. But nobody will have time for you to pay you for being fired. It is not like that.
Like till now, I have never seen anybody that is fired. I've never experienced somebody being fired 5 years in Germany. I haven't.
So 2 people being fired. Actually, 3 people were fired. But one was not in my department. It was in the same building, but I think front desk receptionist or something. But up close, one nurse they had to let her go. And another one was somebody else they had to. So, Yeah, they'll fire you and nobody cares about what happens to you after you are fired. Nobody's going to pay you. Nobody's going to give you some time to shop. As soon as you are fired, you have to tender in your badge. Anything that belongs to the facility, you have to clean out your desk, carry everything, and never step in the building anymore. They deny you access. They log you out of the software that we use at work. You cannot, yeah, nobody cares
That's
about
very harsh. So they should be coming down.
Yeah, and the next day somebody will come take your jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
No, I
always.
remember when I had to stop working for a bit because of my residence permit needed to be renewed, and it was taking a long process. It was taking a few months because of some other documents. It was just a long story.
Mhm.
During that time, my work surely sent me like a letter of, we call it kundigung, like fire letter, to say you're not able to work with us anymore because you're no more legally existing in Germany, so to speak, which I understood. But on the letter they told, we will not remove your information from our system till after, was it 2 or 3 months? So I still had access to 3 months when they now removed everything, till everything, and then I got another notice for that you're no more on our system. If you're going to come back to work, then we'll have to re-employ you fully again. So
Yeah, just to add one more thing to that, people do go on unemployment if for some reason you had a medical challenge. I had a medical challenge when I passed my NCLEX. I fell sick for 6 months. So I applied for unemployment to get something very little. I think I was getting $200 a month. By
yeah,
the time I was done, I thought, what can that do? By the time I was done, I think it ended up being 400 a month. That was the last one I received. 400. My car is expensive. My car is cost me more than 400 a month. So there
your
you go.
life, food will
I'm,
cost you more than two
I'm,
hundred dollars a
I'm
month.
telling you. Yeah.
It is well. Anyway, let's go to health insurance. I think health insurance is very complicated in the US. I've never been able to understand it to date. But at least in Germany, we have just two basic health insurance, whether you're private insured or you are public insured. Everybody's en- everybody is entitled by law to be publicly insured. Even when you're jobless, the government will pay for you to be insured health wise. So nobody is living without insurance. That on the side, that insurance, whether public or private, covers for all necessary medical procedures, not cosmetic procedures, not dental, not a lot of, just a few dental procedures, just probably your once a year cleanup or the checkups you do twice a year. It covers for that. But any other cosmetic or any other extras, it doesn't cover. But it covers for all necessary medical procedures. As long as it's a procedure that's supposed to save your life and improve your quality of life, it covers it.
Wow.
100%. Mostly, yeah, 100%. So how is it on your side?
Yeah. So as you said, health insurance in this country is complicated. There are
Yeah.
so many private health insurances. There's also the government ones. There's Medicare and Medicaid. Those have age limits. You should be retired. You should be like 65 and above to benefit from some. But most jobs offer health insurance, and it's optional if you want to benefit from a job insurance from your job or not. If you happen to have a partner in his job or her job is insurance terms are better, then the whole family goes and enrolls on that partner's one. Then you don't get anything from your job. Then you don't get deducted for it. So I use my insurance is better where I work, so I use the insurance for my job,
Okay.
and it covers medical, it covers dental, it covers vision, and so there are two. There's something called copay. There are some insurances whereby you
Mm.
go to a doctor's office and you pay big, so that when the big bill comes to your house, it's a small. Or you go and you pay for something small, then when the bill comes to your house, it's big. So you
Okay.
have to choose whether you want to be paying huge, so that when the bill finally comes, it's something very small, or you want to be paying small, so that when the bill comes, it's huge. So are you paying a huge co-pay upfront? It's very dynamic. It's very it can't you can't understand the whole thing works. But
Yeah.
that thing is covered 100%. Nope. You by all means pay some.
Oh, okay.
And not yeah, nothing is covered 100%. You go have a surgery, you're still gonna get some bills. You go buy the medication. If the medication is $100, your insurance might be covering like $30 and you have to pay 70.
Oh, okay.
something like that. Yeah, so it depends on the package you choose and whether if you want to go and buy that medication expensive and have a discount, or you want to buy it cheap and pay heavy later on. It's capitalism. I would still refer back to capitalism.
Yeah.
Let's make money. Healthcare system is their biggest cash cow. That brings a lot of money to America. Healthcare system. So as soon as somebody brings something free, Obamacare, whatever, they start pushing against it, because this is how the pharmaceuticals make money. The big farms,
How
this
to
is how
make
they
their
make money. Yeah. So you are here, and your entire time you're just praying that you don't fall sick.
You don't fall sick.
As soon as you fall sick, you are afraid you cannot go to hospital. So you stay home and try to do home remedies, because as soon as they go, I was taken to an emergency room by an ambulance from my house to the hospital. When I am driving is 7 minutes. When ambulance took me, it was like 2 a.m. There was no traffic. We got there like 3 minutes or 4 minutes. When I was done, I got a bill. The ambulance bill was $1,000. I paid cash. I paid it myself. $1,000. When they got me there was no bed, so I was in a chair. I was in a recliner chair for 12 hours. When I was done, I had a bill of $5,000. Yeah, I have a very long medical bill I'm paying, and I'll pay till generations to come. So it depends on the package.
$5 a month.
Yes, I'll just be paying $5 a month. Unfortunately, they have a limit. You can't go below that 5. So maybe sometimes I think you can't go below 25. So you can be paying 26 a month for 200 years or something when you are still here. Yeah, so the healthcare system here is so expensive. You don't want to go fall sick. If you have children that have issues, eyeglasses, you'll be paying. A lot of things are not covered, especially the ones they consider cosmetic. I had braces on my teeth for almost 2.5 years. I paid that for that braces myself, $5,000. I split it up, and I was paying, yes. So many things. If you are doing fertility, IVF, IUI, those things are not covered. You buy the medication yourself, even though some insurances or some workplaces will balance it, will give you something small. Those things are considered it's your own cup of tea, so you have to pay out of pocket. If you're outside America, you want to come give birth here, then you should know that the people who come give birth here, all the Nigerian celebrities who can give birth and go, they pay tooth and nail for that. Yeah.
Like how much? Give me like.
A friend's sister is here to do that this month. It's about $20,000. That's the minimum, because it's a very small place she's going.
Those people get money. Those people have money. I should build those celebrities.
Yeah. Every 4 children you come and give birth, that's over $80,000, $100,000, $100,000. That's a lot of money.
Wow. When Nigerians have money, me, I know that one.
They do, so they can afford.
I'm telling you, those people. Anyway, let's leave this.
You are one of them. You are Nigerian. You have money.
Amen. I have money.
Receive it.
Receive.
I prophesy with my light. So let me talk about this light briefly. It's just something I have. A nurse invented it.
Oh, okay.
If you're a night nurse and you go to the room, you don't want to on your patient's light. A nurse invented it. So you just press here. There are different grades. So there's red, there's green, and there's white or something. Yeah. So there's magnets in between. So you can just put it in between your scraps and clip it on. So when you go to your bedside, to see your patient is okay, you just use that light and do their vital signs. 2 a.m., 3 a.m. you come out. Yeah, so this is a nurse's invention. I can't remember the name, but it's online now. It's for sale. I've had this for about 3 years. Lumify Care.
Lumify Care. If you send me a link, I'll add it to this video.
I will. Nurse's invention. Thank you.
Anywho, I think we're almost done. The next one would have been education, but we already spoke about that in the nursing school thing, And the last one. Okay. Almost the last one. Okay, the last one, then I'll ask you a random question you're gonna ask. Just one. I'm not like you. I'm a child of God. You asked me three. But I'm gonna ask you one. But anyway, about your bosses. How is the boss and let's say boss subordinate relationship like? Does it feel like it's a horizontal relationship, or you feel like we are here and they're up there and we can't do anything about it? They just tell us what to do. What is it like? And when I mean boss, I'm not talking about like the MD of the hospital. I'm talking more about your ward head, the supervisor. What's that relationship like on the ward?
Okay, let me tell you now that just yesterday our boss resigned.
Oh. Why?
Yep. So where I used to work prior to where I am right now,
Mm.
my boss also resigned over there. Every job that I've had since coming into America, for my nursing aid job, anybody who hires me, they end up
Yeah.
leaving before I leave.
Why?
So 4 managers have hired me along the line in my career in America, and all them have. So I don't know whether it's me or it's them.
It's like you're praying. It's like the midnight you will come out and be calling their name.
Yeah,
Cecilia, you must go. You must leave this place for me.
I know. So they've all resigned. That is how toxic the work environment is. Some of the leaders are very good. They are trying to protect their employees or their subordinates. They're trying to advocate for us. But
Yeah.
up there is choked. The system is designed in a way that we only want our money. What do you mean by your nurses cannot work overtime? What do you mean by your nurses cannot cover this hour? What do you mean by 2 nurses cannot do it? Why do you want us to add 1 more nurse? So my boss, very good person, shout out. He always looked out for us. He always says we are short staffed. You are adding these extra patients. We had 40 patients, you added 32 patients, and we're doing 70 instead of 40 in a day. And they made it work. He said it was going to be 6 weeks. It went beyond 6 weeks. My nurses are tired of it. They can't do it. So people like that, they don't like here because the system is about let's make money.
Yeah.
So my new place, I love my new office, my new job, my coworker. It's a very small office, so we are like a family. We are in the same space all together. Our boss comes talk to us. We advise him. He takes our advice. He works, does things to make it work. So I've been great. But all the other places have always been toxic. Obviously, that's the reason why I keep leaving and leaving and leaving. So yeah,
Yeah.
it has to do with personality. Some leaders like to be bossy, like to be up there and giving you orders, and they are not hands-on, they are not interacting with you, they are micromanagers. Americans like that word. You can't micromanage me. Why is it micromanaging you? So some of them were like that, and they had to leave because as soon as you start that, the workers will rebel, the employees will rebel, they'll write you up, they'll say things to HR. Your name will keep going to HR until you yourself have to exit. One of them, everybody was reporting her, and then she herself realized and quickly ran out before they fired her. So it depends on personality. Some leaders have been great, but some of them, they don't know what they're about. I'm sorry.
Oh wow. No, in Germany is like it's kind of an unspoken German culture where they try, even when they don't mean it, they try to be nice to the subordinates. They try to act like there's no difference. So when we are taking breaks, they come and join you on breaks and share your food with you, and just to try and remove that barrier. But sometimes they are natural. Some of them are not good people. They are just doing it because of they want to look nice. It's not really from their chest.
It's not genuine, yeah.
Sometimes like that. But anyway, it's something that is generally accepted. For instance, like there's also a culture of, in Germany, if you're very rich, people will frown at you if you flaunted it.
Over here, you have to flaunt it.
If you flaunt your money here, people look at you like, who do you think you are? You better than every other person. You're so toxic to the
You're so
environment.
conservative, yeah.
Terribly conservative.
Over here, you gotta flaunt it, just like in Africa.
So because of it, you don't even know when you meet rich patients. You probably know if you know quality stuff. Like if you see someone wear a top or a dress, you touch it, you're like, this came from money.
I know
That's
who
the only
you
way
are.
you know.
I can see the Cartier bracelet.
As the evil girl that I am.
Yeah.
I can look into your eyes and know that this is money. I tell you, I can recognize money from afar. So
can smell it. I like that.
Please. Anywho, so yeah, that's what it's like here.
Wow.
Yeah. So on to the random question, which is actually very simple question. It's very simple. It's not personal.
I told you I need a seatbelt. So
I intend to make heaven. So I didn't look for a hard question. So it's actually very simple. So good, you've worked 7 years in Ghana. And then if I calculate that plus minus, you've worked another 5 years in the US. Plus minus, if I'm right.
Mm-hmm.
So working in these two places, can you tell what the difference is? And if you feel like the care, the level of care or the quality of care given in Ghana is less, what do you think is missing? What do you think is the missing link?
It's a hard one. Oh, anyway, you cannot
I
compare.
will crop this part and send to all the Ghanaians I know in case if they say anyhow.
You won't get me in Jesus' name. I have to answer this right. So therefore, you definitely cannot compare a developing world to a developed world.
Mm-hmm.
It took these Western countries years to get to where they are. We have a lot of things missing in Africa in general. The system is okay, but our leaders have failed us. The educational system needs restructuring.